Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joel. I'm now a third semester nursing student at Imperial Valley College. And for today's video, it's going to be why you need sleep. Now I know everybody has in their mind like, oh yeah, I need 5 hours of sleep and I'm good, or maybe 9 hours of sleep and I'm good. But I'm going to tell you why it's important, because I know a lot of people that are like, yeah, like I do sleep a couple of hours here and there throughout my day, but I don't really care because, you know, I need to do this and this and this, and my work doesn't allow me to. But I just want you guys to know the reason why you really need sleep, and not just like the thing that our parents say because, oh, you need it for growth, you need it to be okay, and that's it. You know, you need a little bit more. Now, the first thing about sleep is that whenever we are sleeping, we do a lot of things. We purify our body in a way, we remove a lot of toxins. Now, whenever we are in our day-to-day, we make a toxin called amyloid. Amyloid is a pretty bad thing if it's not removed in the body. Pretty much, we really do not know the main reason why Alzheimer's occurs, but one big factor is that there's a big accumulation of amyloid in your brain. So what does that mean? It means that whenever you are not sleeping enough, you still have a lot of amyloid because your body removes the amyloid whenever it's sleeping. Okay, but what happens when you're lacking sleep? When you don't sleep your 6 to 8 hours of sleep, well, you're gonna have all that amyloid accumulated, and it's probably not gonna do anything to you when you're young, but whenever you get into your 50s or 60s, you might have some cognitive problems or even Alzheimer's disease, going with more of a mental disease, and that's one of the reasons why. So the patients with Alzheimer's, they do have that correlation that they do have an excess amount of amyloid in the brain. And that one of the causes for that is like you're not sleeping enough, or you weren't sleeping enough. So that's one. Now, also when we're sleeping, we make a chemical called adenosine, and adenosine is one of the things that cleared out the amyloid. So that's a good thing. But when we're sleeping, now what caffeine does in our body is that we inhibit adenosine from being in our body, let's say, or from attaching to our receptors. Adenosine gives us that feeling that we're sleepy. It gives us that feeling that we don't want to do something, like we're lazy. So that's why we drink coffee. That caffeine removes the adenosine from attaching to our receptors, and that gives us the boost, or it gives us the motivation, if you want to call it like that, to do more stuff. And that can be good, right, for your day, because we all need coffee. I even have one right here. But it's important to not drink it ideally after 3 to 4 p.m. because having that caffeine in your bloodstream can definitely disturb your sleep, and you're probably going to be sleeping super late, and we don't want that, right? But if you're like me, that coffee doesn't really do anything to you towards your sleep, then you can drink it anytime. You know, it really doesn't matter. But there's a lot of people that I know, like drinking coffee in the evening, like it's definitely going to disturb your sleep, and that is going to make an excess amount of amyloid that is just going to be accumulating, so we don't want that. Now that's another thing. Now, whenever we yawn, what does it mean when we yawn? Well, it can mean several things, but the best one is that it's an early sign that your body is getting a bit overwhelmed by whatever it's doing. Now, I know that in the morning you're probably yawning a lot because you're sleepy. Yes, that is correct. But when you're yawning throughout the day and you're doing, I don't know, studying, or I don't know, you're somewhere doing something that is really not fun, you might probably be yawning because you're doing a lot of work and your body feels overwhelmed. That could be one of the reasons why. Another one can be like you're sleepy. Obviously, when it's already evening and you're yawning, you're probably going to be sleepy now because your body's already overwhelmed. It already wants to sleep. So it's an early sign. So don't take it for granted, or don't be like, oh, I'm always like this. Because if you're constantly yawning every single time, then it can mean like your body's getting really overwhelmed, and it's giving you an indication like, hey, we need to like chill, or maybe have a day where we don't have an alarm, just sleep like the whole day or something like that, or take a vacation so you can definitely relax. So do not try to minimize your yawning, or like the significance of your yawning. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, in 1994, there is a neurobiologist. I can put like the link here in the description, called Avi Carney and Dov Sagi from the Institute of Weizmann in Israel, and they found that sleeping at least 6 hours boosts our ability to learn. So that's where we come in. As nursing students or regular students, sleeping does boost our learning capacity, or pretty much our way of learning. So if you don't sleep at least those 6 hours that it was tested, that was like the bare minimum hours that you need, it's definitely going to have a toll in your education. So if you probably sleep 4 or 5 hours, drink a lot of energy drinks to keep up, you're probably going to have a long time, or it's going to take more time for you to learn content because your mind is really not there. But if you at least sleep, that's going to give you a slight advantage over everybody else. Now, try to have a consistent sleeping amount of hours, 6, 7, or 8. Do not just try to be like, today I'm going to sleep 8 hours, tomorrow I'm going to sleep 6 hours, the next day it's going to be 7 hours. Try and have a schedule. Try to say to yourself, okay, let's try 7 hours and a half, and try to be consistent with that time for a week and see how you feel. Now, if that doesn't work out, then you can increase it or decrease it, because maybe you can be a person that needs 7 hours to sleep, or 6 hours to sleep, or maybe 8 hours to sleep, or even more. So you need to see what is your range in order for you to be optimally okay. But do not try and go for 6 hours, because you can be a person that needs probably 7.5 hours or 7 hours, and you're being efficient, and you're going to be having all that excess of amyloid. You're not going to be learning right, and you're just going to think to yourself like, well, the bare minimum is 6 hours, and I'm going to try and figure it out. Like, it really doesn't work that way. Your mind talks to you, and it's pretty much letting you know how your body is doing. So you do not want to force it out of something, because it can definitely lead to problems in the long term, and we don't want that. Now, do you have sleeping rituals? That is something that I have. I do have my iPad on the edge of my bed whenever I go to sleep, and my iPhone is going to be right here with the alarm. And the reason why I have it like that is because in the morning, it was very easy for me to just turn off the alarm and just continue sleeping. So that was a bad thing. And also, having my phone on the edge of the bed is going to motivate me in a way to go in Instagram or Facebook or Messenger or whatever, or YouTube videos, and not do anything productive while I sleep. So by having the phone here and setting the alarm here, I am forced to get up and turn off the alarm. And once I'm up, I'm pretty much up already. I don't need to go back to bed. And also, it avoids a distraction from me going into my phone and looking at Instagram, Messenger, whatever. And I do have my iPad here on the edge of the bed, so I can read books from my Kindle app, and that's what I do. So my sleeping ritual is brushing my teeth, washing my face, putting my phone here, putting the alarm, having my iPad on the edge of the bed, just cuddle in bed, and open on my Kindle, put 15 minutes on the timer, and just read. After the 15 minutes are up, I'm pretty much going to be already tired, and my eyes are going to be more tired because I'm reading constantly. So I'm just going to go to sleep. So that's my sleeping ritual. But yours can be the same. It could be slightly different. If you guys do not want to have an iPad as your Kindle, you can definitely... I have here something. This is my Kindle, the first Kindle that I bought. The thing with this Kindle is that it has kind of like a paper-like type of screen, so it doesn't really hurt my eyes, at least whenever I'm reading in the dark. I like my room completely dark, so it really doesn't disturb that, and I can definitely decrease the brightness on this, also my iPad. So if you don't like looking at a big screen, or you feel like you're gonna be going onto YouTube here instead of reading a book, then definitely just buy yourself a Kindle. It's probably like $80, and you can read your books here, and the only thing it has is books. So yeah, by all means. I do like having a bigger screen whenever I'm reading, so I can read more stuff faster. But I definitely did start with the Kindle first because I was barely trying it out. So definitely go for the Kindle and have reading as your sleeping ritual, so you guys can read books, be more knowledgeable, and you guys can sleep better. So it's just pretty much pluses. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the end of this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys until the next video. Bye bye.